Guys, we rehearsed this. It's quack.
Howdy, folks. Grok the DuckFarmer here, and I'm in the Void World answering some viewer mail. This message comes from I'm a Real Person Really, who says, I can has all your loot. Oh, it's got a cute little picture of a cat in it. Well, dear I'm a Real Person Really, no, you can't. You can't have my loot. But I'll show you how to get your own. In fact, I'll show you how you can get a lot of mob loot. Here is one way to do that. I'm not saying this is the best way. I'm not saying this is the most efficient way. I'm just saying this is my way. So here's what I've got set up. It's 15 by 15, cursed earth on the inside with a little hole, 3 by 3. And then on the outside, I have fans that is blowing all the mobs into the center. It's such an easy way to just shove the mobs down in the middle there. I've got the dark glass on the outside. You don't have to. I just like being able to look in. Dark glass means that no light goes through, so that's nice. And I'm also using, the bloodstone brick on the outside because it's a nice bright red. Do you need that? No, any block will do. It's just fine. But the fans, as you can see, they're just blowing all these mobs in. Cursed earth, if you can get your hands on some, even one block is sufficient because it will spread in darkness or outside of the sunlight. And mobs will spawn on cursed earth if there's no light there. Even if you have something like a magnum torch here that prevents normal mob spawns, they'll still spawn here in the cursed earth, which is very nice. If you don't have any access to cursed earth, then any solid here will work just fine. It just means that you can't be too close because mobs aren't normally going to spawn within 24 blocks of you. So that just to have to play with different ways if you need to. The way I'm doing the killing here, the mobs fall in, and I have 3 grinders, and they are just killing the mobs. You can see they're just falling over. I've got 3 just to make sure that they kill pretty fast. They are pulling in power from the Tesseract, and the mob essence is flowing back into the Tesseract, and items are going into this ender chest, which I have set to all reds. That's how I'm moving the items around. I could do it through a Tesseract, but for right now, just going to do it this way. If the main reason why I have this set up, I do get some mob drops from this, which is nice, but I'm really looking for the mob essence. Because with the mob essence, I can spawn the specific mobs I want to get the drops from. If you find that this isn't enough of a mob situation for you, you need more mobs, then you could stack more on top. You could also go off to the sides, like have another layer over here to the side that produces the mobs and they all blow in and fall down a hole. There's a multitude of possibilities here. Go wild. I was saying I want the mob essence. So over here I have the Tesseract pumping the mob essence into a drum, and then the mob essence is being pulled down to a bank here. I've got 9 by 9 or a 3 by 3, so 9 total auto spawners. You just drop a safari net with the mob that you've captured into it, and it'll spawn and spawn and spawn them. If you've got 1 power and 2 mob essence, which is why that's producing mob essence over there. The reason why I go with these as opposed to like the soul shards reborn, you have to kill a large number of mobs to be able to get that soul shard up to tier 5. And with wither skeletons, since they spawn so rarely in the nether, I'd rather do this. I just needed to find 1, boom, I'm done. The setup I have here, hello wither. The setup I have here, I've got an autonomous activator, and right now it's using a really nasty sword, so it has lots of damage, pretty much a 1 kill. If I want beheading, then I pretty much will use a cleaver where I have it set up to have beheading 3 on it. And that is a really nice thing because you can get lots of skulls off of those wither skeletons. You do have to come in and repair it. So here, let's just grab that real quick. Got a little tool forge right here. So we'll do a quick little repairing. It is one of those things where, yeah, you're going to have to come in and do some messing with it, but oh well. I have it set to use the first slot only, so that I have other things in the others. You could fill this up with 9 cleavers and then set it up to round robin, and it will just use them all down individually, but I just had the one. I also have it set to aim high, just to make sure that I'm hitting the skeletons, these guys, nicely. On top of it, I have a vacuum hopper that is configured to send the items into the same ender chest, and the XP goes into the tesseract as a liquid. And that's being collected, pumps it out here into this drum so I can store some. In about the last hour that I've been messing with it, oh, there you go, about 250,000, liquid XP. Not bad, not bad. You can pull that out, put it into a tank, and click the tank and get experience, or however you want to deal with the XP. It comes free from this setup, so why not keep it? If I want to add another mob in here, because like I said, I've got 9 spawners, I just need to grab a net, and we'll toss in the safari net with a witch in it. It does not need to be an exact copy, and as soon as the idle's over, there goes the work. See, it needs only 53 work, it says, and some mob essence, and it just spawns witches, which is very nice. Over here, in this middle one, I have the wither skeleton. It says skeleton here, but it's a wither skeleton. Wither skeletons require that it be an exact copy, and that's going to chew up more essence, and you can see instead of 57 or 53 work, it's doing 600 work. It takes a lot longer for it to process through. But, you can get the stuff, and now you can get some nifty bits from them. The cleaver doesn't kill nearly as fast as my imbued sword does, but that's okay. It's just going to grind over time. So what do you do with these things? Well, here's a wall of mob drops. Cool loot. So you can see we've got almost 2 stacks of wither skulls in about an hour. Not bad. Not bad at all. So here's the chest. Stuff comes into here, and I have it extracting. I also put a couple speed upgrades on here just to pull out things fast enough. All these barrels here are set to insert, and I put in the item I want them to insert into here. So let's say I wanted to upgrade this a little bit. First thing I do, put on the barrels, and then what's going in here? That's a good question. Back here, I have a chest, and this conduit I have set to a very low number. So all these are 0, and they're going to be higher than the -5, so everything that can go into a barrel will go into a barrel. Everything that doesn't go into a barrel goes into here. So let's say from the witches, we'll go ahead and take the potion of healing and the witch's hands, and we'll actually use those instead of having them come into here. So we come back here. Let's go ahead and put the potion there and the witch's hand there. That always has this weird glitchy effect. And then I always shift click the barrels to lock them into these items. That way if I pull out the item, it's still configured for just that item. That's what I do. Oh, and then we've got to put the item conduits on here. Thump dump. Do a quick configuration. Insert. And insert. Done. So now, witch hands and potions will get processed into these barrels. All right, well, we can prove that by coming back over here, and let's grab all these potions. Now let's grab all these hands. We'll dump them into here. I think I just tossed those away. Alright, so they got processed. And now you can see they're over here. The strange thing with... Oh, we got 4 hands. It works. The strange thing about these 2 items, since they do not stack, these are going to have 64 items only, whereas these would have 64 stacks of items. You can just see the difference between the two barrels. If you really need more, upgrade the barrels. But that's not exactly what we need at this point. So, the reason why a lot of people like these mob drops, particularly if you're going to grab withers, for the wither skulls. Well, what do? You could go fight them one by one, but that's kind of a pain. Instead, you could make yourself a wither killer using practicalities. You need to make a base of 5x5 of these wither blocks and a top of 5x5 of the wither blocks, and then you can finish out the sides. You don't need to fill in the middle, and then a wither killer in the middle. Just click that and just put your skulls in, and let's see if you can hear it. Yeah, I can hear the wither dying in there, and he'll take some damage, and eventually it's going to spit out a nether star. You can see I've killed a few while playing with this. It is an excellent... Oh, there's another star. And it'll just keep grinding through these. That is an easy way to kill these withers and get the nether stars that you want for whatever thing you want. And that's a lot of mob resources. That's why you'd want to have a set of farms, is to be able to have access to these resources at a drop of a hat. You know, you need some hearts, you need some blaze rods, sticks. Everybody loves sticks. Whatever you need, you got it here. On my Let's Play world, on the Nemesis server, I have set up what I call the wall of mob drops, where I'm storing the mob drops that I care the most about. And it's available for anybody on the server. If they see me online, they can ask if they could get something from the wall of mob drops. I'll let them come in and they can grab, TNT. They can, or not TNT, but the gunpowder and the ender pearls. They can grab blaze rods, whatever they want. And yes, if I've got wither skulls there in my wall, you can have some of them too. So that's why we build these things. So, Mr. I'm a Real Person Really, can you has my loot? No. No, you can't. You can't have it. But you can make your own. And that's almost as good, right? This has been Grok the Duck Farmer. Thanks for watching. Bye! One little added piece to this that I forgot to mention. What if you have enough stuff here in this chest and it's filling up with all these bows and crud and you don't want any of this anymore? Well, grab yourself a trash can and you can say bye-bye and get rid of all those things because you don't need them at all, and put the trash can in its place. Now, anything that is an item that you don't care about that's not being filtered through here, when it goes into the ender chest, it will get processed. If there's a slot available for it, into the barrel it goes. If there's no slot, like those bows, it goes into the trash can and it's gone. Word of warning, if you die next to the vacuum hopper and all your stuff gets picked up by the vacuum hopper, or you dump anything that's not on one of these barrels into this chest, it will go into that trash can and it is gone. But other than that, this works great.